Well, I've only had the sleds out a few times this year, but I did figure out how to keep my glasses from fogging up. All right, guys, so before we get started, what's one of the most important tips for any new snowmobiler? Choose the right accessories. Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back. And if this is your first time here, my name's David and this is My Old Sled. It's a channel where I share all the tips and tricks that I've picked up since I bought my old sled. So for example, a while back I did a video about how to keep the shield on your helmet from fogging up, because visibility is pretty important when you're out on a snowmobile. Now, after I did that video, I had a lot of people who messaged me and said, that's great, but what about your glasses? And you know what? That's a fair point, because if you keep your visor clear but you wear glasses and they're fogging up behind it, it's not going to help you much.
Nope.
Now, in the other video, I went through some of the reasons that your lens fogs up, and the reasons for your glasses fogging up are pretty much the same. Because you, my friend, are full of hot air, and warm air can hold more moisture than cold air. So when your warm breath hits your cold glasses or visor, that moisture drops out of a vapor form into a liquid form, and it forms tiny droplets on your lenses. Now, there's a couple of differences, but basically the tips for keeping your glasses from fogging up are the same as keeping the lens on the helmet from fogging up. Now, there is one big difference, and I finally figured it out. Of course, I'm going to give you that at the end of the video. Now, color-matched accessories are obviously important, but the number one tip for reducing fogging on your lens or your glasses is a quality, well-fitting helmet that's manufactured for snowmobiling. So one of the big differences between a motorcycle helmet and a snowmobile helmet, snowmobile helmets are designed to minimize fogging, and they're going to do that in one of two ways. So most of them are going to have a double-paned visor. That works the same way as a double-paned window, right? Some of them, like this one, will even have a heated shield. The other feature that most snowmobile helmets are going to share is some kind of a mask or a breath deflector to keep your breath away from the visor or your glasses. So this BV2S has a really nice soft silicone mask. This old Modular One helmet is one of my favorite helmets. It's got this pilot-style mask that directs your breath out to the sides. Even this old HJC, it has a breath deflector as well. It's not as good. It's fairly rigid. It doesn't fit around your face as well. Obviously, you get what you pay for. This was an inexpensive helmet. It was one of the first helmets I got. So those features really depend on that helmet fitting you properly to make sure you're getting a good seal around that mask or breath deflector. So that's my next tip. Make sure that you're taking your time to get a helmet that fits you properly. Try on a couple of different helmets, ask for help from your dealership. And it may seem obvious, but make sure you're taking a second to position your glasses properly. So the mask needs to be sealed against your face, and then the glasses need to be outside and on top of it. All right, next thing I'll point out, this Delta R4 Ignite from 509. This is a great helmet. It's a heated shield. Now, the one thing I want to point out, if you have a heated shield, it'll keep the visor from fogging up. But remember, your glasses are still inside with your breath, and they'll still fog up. Next thing that's really important is ventilation, because you want to be able to get that warm, moist air out of the helmet before it forms fog on your glasses. So choose a helmet that's got plenty of ventilation and make sure you use it, right? Because you're out in the cold, you might be tempted to keep them closed, but make sure they're open on the front and the back of the helmet so that you can get that air flowing through. So those are all really good tips, but even if you follow them perfectly, you may still find your glasses are a problem. So even though I went and picked up these sexy yellow spectacles, a lot of times I just take them off because they were too much trouble. Now, obviously, depending on your prescription, that may or may not be a safe or even a legal thing to do. The funny part is it's not even snowmobiling that made me look into this problem seriously. It's these things. So every time we went out in public, we had to wear a mask. Now, the trouble with these things is that your breath doesn't go through the mask. It gets deflected out the sides or up the top. So every time I put a pair of glasses on, they were fogging up. So I had a choice. I could walk around the grocery store with fogged glasses and not be able to see anything, or I could leave my glasses in the car and not be able to see anything. I started looking into AntiFog coatings, and they absolutely work. I found a great one that completely solved my problems. So what I did, I just went into my local Pearl Vision and I asked them what works for fogging, because I figured they would know. So I'm not advertising this product. I'm not even particularly saying that this is the one that you should buy. I found this one works really well. AntiFog coatings are either going to be a surfactant or a hydrophilic coating. So what a surfactant does is it changes the surface tension of a liquid. So the surface tension is what gives a liquid its ability to resist external forces. So for example, it's surface tension that allows it to resist the force of gravity to maintain that spherical water droplet shape. So if the moisture doesn't form a bunch of droplets, it doesn't fog up your lens. Because remember, what you perceive as fog is actually lots and lots of tiny droplets that form on the lens. Now, hydrophilic coating is actually attracted to water. So that will kind of draw that moisture out and again, stops it from forming a droplet. So the one tip you'll hear is that there are surfactants in certain household products. It's like dish soap or certain compounds in toothpaste. And that's true. You could put either of those things on your glasses, wipe them off, let them dry, and they have some anti-fog property. But they'll also spot and streak the lens, and they don't really do the job as effectively as something that's made just for anti-fogging. So I've had a couple of guys tell me that they use shaving cream on their lenses. The only thing to keep in mind with those DIY methods is that products like cleaners or toothpaste, things like that, they're not made to go on lenses. They may actually be mildly abrasive and they may damage your lens. So like I said, I went to Pearl Vision. I bought two things. I bought a box of these disposable towels, and then I got this anti-fog product. This one is called Zero Fog Plus. So you want to start with clean glasses. So get whatever spray and cloth you usually use and get your glasses clean first. Then take your anti-fog. You want to spray both sides of the lens. That's really important. You just want to wipe it down, follow the instructions, dry it off. And it's amazing the difference this makes. So what I'm going to do to show you guys, I'm going to treat, so these glasses have not been treated yet. So I'm going to spray the front and back of the right hand lens, and then we'll put it through some steam and you'll see the difference. Oh, we'll just get that boiling good. So I figured this was a pretty good test. You're not going to have your glasses exposed directly to steam when you're riding, and you can see the difference in those two. See that right lens? See the difference? And I passed them both evenly through the steam. Or a bit more of a real world test. Look at that. Look at the difference. All right, guys. So there you go. Again, that is Zero Fog Plus. If you want to try this one, if you've tried others and they haven't worked for you, you might want to try this. This one definitely made a difference for me when I've been riding the sled and when I've been wearing a mask. I've tried anti-fog wipes in the past and I never found that they worked particularly well. I'm not sure why. I can't think of a reason, but this product seems to work really well. So again, just remember you have to apply it front and back. You may find you need to reapply it because it does interact with the moisture. But this is a really small bottle, so just keep it on the inside pocket of your jacket. All right, as usual, guys, over to you. Have you figured out a way to keep your glasses from fogging up? Post something in the comments. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call that it for another video. If you liked it, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up. If you haven't already, take a second, subscribe to the channel. If you click that bell icon, you'll get notified whenever I post a new video. Now, we just have to hope this January thaw is over and hope for some more snow. All right, guys, so I will catch you on the next video. Thanks for taking the time to watch. You found it helpful. If you haven't already, take a second, subscribe to the channel. All right, now the problem with those things, none of them are going to work for. You thought I was going to sit on my glasses. No,